And I'd like to talk a little bit about one of our favorite subjects, which is compassion. And I'd like to tell you about one of the first times in my life I ever saw real compassion in action. I was in grade school, at Mary Queen of Peace grade school, and I was probably in about the 5th or 6th grade, and it was lunchtime, and I was in the boys' room with some of my friends the same age, and there was a poor little guy, like maybe 2nd or 3rd grader, who was in one of the stalls and had realized there was no toilet paper in there. And he didn't know what to do, and he started to cry. And he was crying louder and louder and wailing, and you could hear him all probably out into the hall. And my friends and I, we were felt kind of sorry for the kid, but we were laughing. We thought, yeah, poor little guy, And then one of my friends, David Tombers, stepped into the stall next to him and said, hang on, kid, help is coming. And he took the roll of toilet paper and he started unrolling it. It went down to the floor, and the little guy could grab it and pull it into his stall and use it, and he was rescued. In real life, there's no time to change into your superhero costume before you help somebody. You have to do what you see that needs to be done in the moment it needs to be done. And meanwhile, just to point out to you how incredibly profound and complex life is, who could have ever thought that 50 years later, half a century, on the other side of the country, that a room full of the most sincere and intelligent Buddhists in the world would take a moment to think about David Tombers and his act of compassion, and to enjoy experiencing a dimension of their own humanity through contemplating that. Even the simplest and smallest acts of genuine compassion have repercussions and consequences far beyond anything we are capable of imagining. Actually, I was supposed to start by telling you that at the end I was going to tell you the meaning of life. That's your archetypical philosophical question, what is the meaning of life? I was going to tell you that, and then I was going to do this, and I was going to answer. I forgot to. So I'll just throw in a couple more and come back to it, okay? There are people who can read minds. They get very bored. The pile of crap that you're carrying with you everywhere you go is not who you are. It is who you have tried to be. You should rejoice in your failure and welcome the opportunity to discover who you really are. And I guess I might as well tell you the meaning of life. But I want to point out, when we do the 4 basic thoughts, the first one right off the bat is we are grateful for this precious human life because it's difficult to obtain and is easily lost. And our tendency is to think, you can get hit by a truck, or you go see a doctor, or any number of things could happen that could cut your life short. However, living a really long life does not mean that it is not lost. Maybe it should be, this life is very difficult to obtain and is very easy to waste. Because you have a very long life that amounts to nothing. So, what is the meaning of life? What does it mean to be alive? It means you're not dead. It means that you still have a voice that people can hear with their ears, and you still have the arms and legs that your mother gave you, and you can still go places and do things. And if there's anything in this life you really want to do, you should do it now before it's too late.
Thank you, Bob. Yes. How about a rousing rendition of Country Road?
Yes.